All right. So right now, I was want to introduce YuJin Wong, a CSP, former lawyer, investment banker, who um, transformed into Asia's top mental fitness expert. Okay, with appearances on TV, radio, and in major publications, YuJin is recognized for his expertise and has earned the global brands in wellness and peak performance. It's very celebrated. Okay, he holds 3 degrees and multiple certifications in the fields like NLP, hypnotherapy, and positive psychology. Well known for his high energy, infectious enthusiasm, YuJin empowers an audience to unlock their mental fitness for peak performance. Please join me in welcoming YuJin Wong.
Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you very much for that introduction and welcome everyone. I am super excited to be here today to talk about this pet topic of mine, which is achieve mental fitness to fuel productivity and performance on the job, which I believe everybody is looking forward to. So it's just a short session, but I am going to give you a couple of tips which you can use straight away to fuel your mental fitness and hopefully to get you to higher performance and productivity. Let's start by imagining this. It's a Monday morning. You woke up with a terrible cough. Your throat is burning, your head is pounding, and you're feeling your temperature is getting hot. So you're getting down with some form of physical sickness. You call your boss, I'm not able to come in this morning. How do you feel about saying that to your boss? Quite normal, isn't it? And I want you to imagine and compare this with another situation where you wake up in the morning, you are anxious. Your heart is pounding, but you're not sure why. You're totally stressed up and your mind is going everywhere. You just can't work like that. So you pick up the phone and you give a call to your boss and tell him that you are not coming in. How does this second scenario feel compared to the first one? Is there some kind of differentiation? Is there a hesitation? If you hesitated for just a short moment, this demonstrates the difference between physical sickness and mental sickness or mental health. There is a stigma that goes around mental health problems. And because of the fact of this stigma and this taboo that's in our society, when somebody talks about being down with a mental health problem, they try to hide it and thus bringing down productivity and performance. And hence, I'd like to introduce a new term. Rather than talk about mental health, we talk about mental fitness. What's the difference between that two? I know mental fitness seems to be a new term, but when we talk about mental health, which everybody seems to know, it seems to be something that needs to be fixed when it's broken only. When there's something wrong with you, you go and see a psychologist or a counselor. But if there's nothing wrong, why change it? But mental fitness is a lot like physical fitness. It can be continually strengthened. Anybody can improve on it. And if you are strong in your mind, you can become better. Mental health is a really wide topic and can be very confusing, even for me. But mental fitness, hey, it's simple. You start wherever you are, you improve, and there's a system to improving it, just like physical fitness. Mental health is painful. Often when you go to a psychologist, they ask you to retell your entire story or your problem. But mental fitness, hey, it's fun and it's easy to achieve, just like exercising. So that is why I'm introducing this new term, mental fitness. And it's something I truly believe can change the way you perform, not just at work, but in your life. It helps you with performance in your career, productivity, and your overall fulfillment in life. In my teachings, during my workshops and my coaching sessions, there are 7 pillars of mental fitness. I will talk about a couple of them today, three of them specifically in this short period of time. And for the rest of it, we will have an opportunity to connect on social media, or you can email me at any time. So let's talk about the first pillar, self-awareness. Now, this word seems to be quite simple, but what does self-awareness mean? I like to compare mental fitness with physical fitness, being someone who goes to the gym. Now, self-awareness simply is defined as knowing our internal self clearly, especially our emotions. But what does knowing actually mean? It's a lot like when you go to the gym. Now, when you go to the gym, you don't jump on a treadmill and start running as quickly as you can, or start working out in one of those equipments that seems so complex. The first thing you do is to speak to a personal trainer or someone, a staff that's in the gym, and find out what your fitness levels are. And this is to know where and be aware of where should you start, what you can improve on, and what's the best way forward. So it's a lot like awareness of, instead of your physical side, it's your mental or emotional side, especially your emotions. Many people don't get that very well. Based on a 4-year research by Dr. Tasha Eurich, who is a top social psychologist in the world, only 15% of people are truly self-aware. Hey, but you may be saying, I am someone who is quite self-aware. What is the percentage of people who believe they are more self-aware than they really are? Based on Dr. Tasha's research, 95% of people. That means even people like you and I sometimes think we are self-aware. We know what our emotions are, but the truth is we don't. We just think we do. And it's super important because people who are more self-aware are, number one, more fulfilled. That's what everybody wants. But they are also people with stronger relationships, whether it's family, whether colleagues, or business partners. And the third, they are better communicators and they perform better at work. And that is why self-awareness is so important as the first pillar of mental fitness. The second pillar of mental fitness is self-care. Now, when we say this word self-care, caring for yourself, people think of all kinds of things. Maybe just going to a cafe, maybe having a manicure or a massage, or just sitting by the swing in a big natural park. But I want to talk about one particular one that gives you the highest return on your investment, on your effort investment. Something that through research shows that you can get a lot by just putting in a little bit. Just like how Kenneth said, small steps to big impact. And that is sleep. Sleep, as simple as that. Sleep is the core of mental fitness because it's a lot like your brain is a lot like a library. You get in a lot of information every single day, but at the end of the day, it needs to be sorted and put into the right shelves. Sleeping time is the best time to facilitate the processing of all that information you get every single day. It also locks in the important memories and consolidates all the emotions that you feel throughout the day, which are the important ones and which are not. But unfortunately, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, this is in the US, says that insufficient sleep is a public health epidemic. The same word which people use for COVID-19 is an epidemic. Based on the studies, 1/3 of adults in the world don't get enough sleep. 1/3. Over not billion, not 100 billion, trillion dollars is lost every year due to insufficient sleep. And if all those people who are not getting enough sleep just add a little bit more sleep, the world will earn $200 billion extra with just 1 hour or slightly more sleep every night. Now, can you imagine how much money is being lost due to the lack of sleep? So Based on the same study, 52.7% of people watch TV or stream before sleeping. I mean, everybody does that, right? Let's watch a little bit. But the little bit becomes a lot. Just make a guess. How many hours or minutes is being used every night before people actually sleep? I am a lover of Netflix, and I know that many people watch one Netflix from one show to another show to the next show, and they continuously watch series. 3.5 hours average on social media or streaming before bed. Now, the National Sleep Foundation, this is the biggest foundation that's established in the US that studies sleeps for the last 30 years, said that based on scientifically grounded guidelines, 7 hours of sleep is needed by everyone every day. But what if you can't get 7? Hey, sleep quality is even more important. Based on the National Institutes of Health, sleep quality is superior to sleep quantity. So if you can't get 7, and I know a lot of people don't, make sure the quality is good. Right. So remember, sleep as the second pillar. The third pillar is creativity. Now, this word seems to be thrown around a lot, but what does creativity actually mean? As I've mentioned, Netflix is one of those companies that really is in everybody's lives today. But did you know that Netflix started as a DVD rental company? And in one of their creative moments, the leaders decided to have something called a hack day. And in this hack day, the people sat down together to think of creative ideas on how to deliver videos. And one of them came up with the idea of streaming. But those times the internet was slow, so they needed to build new engines. Slowly they did it, and eventually it became the giant that it's today. And they continue to have these hack days as part of their culture today. Now, when you work on your creative muscles, it helps you to create innovative solutions, especially for the problems you have in your work and in your life. It helps you also to reduce stress, just a lot like exercising also helps you to reduce stress. But working through creative ideas or creative endeavors helps you to give you a sense of fulfillment and gives you focus and performance as well. One of the greatest investment gurus in the world, Warren Buffett, seems to be quite a simple and boring, a little bit of a boring guy, but he values creativity. In fact, many people don't know that he is a virtuoso with the ukulele. He plays in a band and has even performed with people like John Bon Jovi. And he tells everyone in his companies to be creative, to work on some creative endeavor, because it's proven that a creative workforce is more resilient, adapts to change that's so fast that's happening in the world today, and performs more efficiently. So a creative workforce truly comes from giving the culture of creativity in your company. Now, these three triads, self-awareness, self-care, and creativity, forms a triad of some sort, kind of like the foundation of your mental fitness. Self-awareness is the most important one. That foundation, that understanding of where you are and how you feel about things. Self-care is like cardio. Now, cardio is something you do regularly to get that improvement, just like jogging or running. And creativity is something that you don't have to do all the time, but it's great to do it every once in a while. Just like strength training, it helps you to strengthen your muscles. All this, if this combined together, gives you a more productive workforce. It's much more, you have a more resilient attitude towards your work and your life, gives you that fulfillment, and most importantly, the balance that everybody is seeking today. Now, I truly believe that every organization, every employee have the ability to unleash that potential that's already in them. They have the skill sets, they have the tools, but they need that mental fitness in order to perform at their best. And that is why I truly believe with all my heart that mental fitness matters. It's not something that we can just put aside. It's something that we have to believe in, but also put it into the culture of our organizations. My name is YuJin Wong. I'm a mental fitness expert, and I hope one day I'll have the opportunity to come over to your organization and teach mental fitness. Thank you very much.